Hello again, it's MC and I'm here with another speed paint. In advance, I would like to apologize for the odd resolution and that only a portion of the screen is being recorded right now. The computer I used is a 6-year-old laptop I got when I was 15 and it's seen better days. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me change the target area in Open Broadcaster. This video differs from my other redraws of old characters in a few ways. For one, I'm drawing two characters, and secondly, I'm building the drawing with shapes instead of my typical style of making line art, coloring, shading, and then painting it. I used to do shape-based drawings a lot back in the day because I used to make art for songs that I got on CDs and then download it onto iTunes. I think newer CDs had the art automatically, but for old ones you had to add it manually, like downloading it from the internet and stuff. So essentially I would draw one of my OCs based on listening to the song and then add it. I wanted to do a smooth style that didn't take too much time. I think I made over 60 illustrations by the end of high school. I drew this picture after making a tiny sketch of Wish and her dad in my sketchbook that I was happy with. Wish and her family were characters I made for a story called Werewolf Range that I used to want to animate into a full series. Trying to make an animated series was a really popular idea with YouTubers back when I joined, back in the dark ages. Few people got around to doing it, and they were almost always pretty poor quality. But hey, I had a dream, and I still write stories to this day. If you follow me on DeviantArt, you probably know I'm writing a book series, and that's what I spend most of my time on. Getting into backstory, Wish was the protagonist Max's sorta cousin. She was the child of his grandfather's sister Sybil. In Werewolf Range's storyline, Sybil was disowned by the Lycan family because she ran off with a forest spirit, pictured above. I forgot his name, but I remembered his sister's name was Ambazelian. You can probably guess I came up with that name when I was pretty young. Things went pretty great for Sybil since she left. She was given immortality over longevity, and she went to dwell with her magical husband in his realm. But as soon as Sybil had a daughter instead of a son, her husband essentially cheated on her with a forest nymph. Sybil stole a relic that Ambazelion gave to her brother, which allowed him to walk in sunlight, and put it on Wish's forehead so that Wish would have that ability instead. These became Wish's horns, and they shapeshift according to her mood. It's not me being indecisive or stylistic inconsistency when you see pictures of her looking pretty different. Like Delia, Aziz, or MC, Wish is a character whose appearance varies on a spectrum. So, years later, Wish and her mom left the human world, and Wish joined Max's team for whatever his drive as a protagonist was. I forgot it. I guess defeating the villains. I don't know. Wish managed to get this USB that was a plot device for one of the villains before she fell off a waterfall. But don't worry, being a half-forest spirit made her pretty durable. When she crawled onto land, her father was waiting at the shore. This was his first time seeing her since she was a baby, and although he was allied with the villains, he chose to protect his daughter and her wish to conceal the USB. I tried to depict it here, although Wish's hair is not wet, as it should be. Like I said in the Damien video, I'm not going to reveal too much about this story because I might want to write Werewolf Range someday. I already have a plan for this year's National Novel Writing Month, but I'll see about next year. I also have to figure out how many books Werewolf Range would be divided into if I end up writing it. I'm not really an expert writer or anything, but I do like sharing my stories and hope that one day they'll make people happy. Before I end this video, I wanted to ask for some contributions from my watchers. I typically do two types of speed paints, fan art for the Fan Art Friday series that I kind of fell off on, and character redraws. If you would be willing, I wanted to know if you could comment on this video and tell me what kind of content you prefer. I've also noticed that some artists on YouTube do speed paints or speed draws while telling a personal story or giving their opinion on a personal topic. I'm gonna have a history degree soon, so I have opinions and stuff. If that's something you'd like to see from me, or if you'd just prefer me to do speed paints without narration, please tell me. Alright, goodbye! I hope you have a nice day!